Your oatmeal for breakfast may be soothing your heart, but, unbeknownst to you, could also be silently exhausting your kidneys. Oatmeal has been touted as the perfect breakfast food for decades. Warm, satisfying, high in fiber, and renowned for its heart-protecting properties. Its popularity among seniors is widespread, who eat it every day with the assurance that they are making a smart and nutritious decision. But suppose that revered bowl, so commonly associated with power and energy, carries a secret that might overburden your kidneys after age 60. With age, our kidneys gradually lose some of their ability to filter out waste. Substances such as phosphorus, potassium, and even protein, typically safe for younger kidneys, are much more difficult for older ones to metabolize. Excess phosphorus undermines bones and constricts blood vessels. Too much potassium can interfere with the rhythm of your heart, and even small amounts of protein place extra stress, accelerating kidney degradation. Now, this is not to say oatmeal is evil and you should exclude it from your diet. The actual problem comes from the way it is prepared, how much you consume, and what you eat with it. Small habits repeated over months or years can gradually shift oatmeal from nourishing to harmful. That's why in this video we'll uncover the 5 most common oatmeal mistakes that can harm your kidneys after 60, including one that most seniors still make without realizing. More importantly, we'll explore simple ways to keep oatmeal safe, satisfying, and kidney-friendly. With some clever tweaks, you can still indulge in its warmth and coziness, but safeguard the organs that have worked so hard for you. Alright, before we get to the missteps, let's begin with the equilibrium between oatmeal's advantages and drawbacks. If you are aware of both, you'll be able to make better choices. On the good side, oatmeal is one of the most flexible breakfasts available. A hot bowl of breakfast delivers sustained energy from complex carbohydrates, stabilizes your blood sugar, and due to its soluble fiber, most notably beta-glucan. It reduces LDL cholesterol, is good for your heart, and makes you feel full longer. For most seniors, that makes oatmeal sound like the safest, heart-wise choice. But the same nutrients that make oatmeal so good for us can prove difficult for aging kidneys. Even a modest half cup of dry oatmeal packs approximately 166 milligrams of phosphorus and 147 milligrams of potassium. Healthy kidneys can manage this, but after age 60, filtration begins to slow naturally, and these minerals have a chance to accumulate in the blood. Too much phosphorus will draw calcium out of your bones, making them weak, and even lead to hardening of arteries. Too high in potassium will cause muscle weakness, abnormal heart rhythms, or in extreme cases, heart failure. Protein is the other component. Oatmeal contains approximately 5–6 grams a serving, sensible for most, but for kidneys nearing the end of their shelf life that are already functioning at capacity, even minor amounts can, over time, add subtle but consistent strain. This could slowly speed up the loss of kidney function. So, the answer isn't to avoid eating oatmeal. It is to cook it intelligently, manage portions, and make proper food combinations. By making these changes, you can continue to indulge in its comfort and warmth without putting unnecessary stress on your kidneys. Now that we know the subtle equilibrium in oatmeal, let's proceed to the first of the common mistakes. And it is one most people make unintentionally. The first mistake is preparing oatmeal with cow's milk. On first sight, this might look like a nutritious decision. Cow's milk contributes creaminess, additional protein, and calcium for healthier bones. But for older kidneys, particularly beyond the age of 60, this mixture can become quietly toxic. Cow's milk adds phosphorus and potassium to your bowl, sometimes almost doubling what is already present in the oats. For kidneys that lose efficiency with age, this increased demand can pile up, increasing the risk for bone loss, blood vessel calcification, and life-threatening heart arrhythmia. Consider Margaret, who is 67 and a retired librarian. She presented to her doctor complaining of being abnormally tired and breathless. Margaret thought that her breakfast was ideal: half a cup of oats cooked in whole milk with sliced banana on top, but her blood work said otherwise. Her levels of potassium and phosphorus were high, indicating that her kidneys were working hard. Margaret was devastated. She believed that she was making the healthiest decision she could. Her physician told her that it wasn't the oatmeal per se, but how she was cooking it, which was taxing her kidneys every morning. The answer was straightforward. Margaret tried water or unsweetened almond milk instead, and added slices of apple and cinnamon as toppings rather than bananas. In weeks, her mineral levels returned, her energy returned, and she could still have her warm, soothing oatmeal, this time without taxing her kidneys. This illustration illustrates a significant reality. Even healthy ingredients can become insidious threats if they aren't scaled down for your body's requirements. Selecting the proper liquid base for your oatmeal is also one of the simplest and best ways to shield your kidneys. But the errors don't end there. The second most frequent issue tends to originate from what you add on top of your oats. Most seniors enjoy adding copious toppings, believing they are making their oatmeal even healthier. But some of the most popular options such as bananas, raisins, peanut butter, and mixed nuts are full of potassium and phosphorus. For aging kidneys, this is like secretly gaining weight they can't manage. Take Ellen, for example, a 70-year-old grandmother who enjoyed her Power Bowl breakfast. Each day she boiled her oats in almond milk, then added banana slices, a spoonful of peanut butter, walnuts, and a handful of raisins. She liked the taste and thought she was giving her body the nutrient-packed foods, but within a few months, she began experiencing muscle cramps, irregular heart palpitations, and inexplicable tiredness. Her tests revealed that her potassium levels were far higher than the safe limit, and her phosphorus levels were also increasing. The issue wasn't the oats themselves, it was the excess of high mineral toppings. Her kidneys, already slowing with age, couldn't handle it. Under the guidance of her doctor, Ellen made subtle but significant adjustments. Ellen made a few easy substitutions. She swapped the banana for thin slices of apple, substituted peanut butter with a pinch of cinnamon, and reduced dried fruit to a few pieces twice a week. Within a few weeks, her lab work got better, her cramps disappeared, and she had energy again. She learned a valuable lesson. More is not necessarily better, particularly when it comes to the kidneys. Even healthy foods can be dangerous in the wrong situation. At 60, your topping selections are as important as the oats themselves. Maybe toppings aren't the only problem. Sometimes the issue starts way earlier than you add a single thing. Back when you select your oats, an easy mistake many don't know they're making is depending on packets of instant or flavored oatmeal. They're convenient, fast, and usually labeled as heart-healthy. But within those packets are hidden ingredients that put serious strain on aging kidneys. Instant and flavored oats typically include added sodium for flavor and shelf life, and phosphate additives that enhance texture and cook faster. Unlike the phosphorus naturally occurring in whole foods, these inorganic phosphates are absorbed nearly entirely into the bloodstream, producing sudden spikes that kidneys have to work overtime to eliminate. Take Harold, a 72-year-old widower who liked plain meals. Thinking he was eating a healthier option, he replaced the sugary cereals with instant maple and brown sugar oatmeal. For almost 2 years, each morning he opened a packet, added hot water, and savored the sweetness. Gradually, however, he started experiencing swelling in his ankles and shortness of breath. Blood tests later confirmed high phosphate levels and reduced kidney function. The offender wasn't the oats themselves, it was the concealed phosphates and about 250 milligrams of sodium per serving, sneaking a relentless toll on his kidneys day after day. Harold replaced them with plain rolled oats cooked on the stovetop and spiced them naturally with cinnamon, chopped apples, and a drizzle of honey. The transformation was remarkable. His edema resolved, his respirations improved, and his phosphates returned to a more appropriate level. His experience is a strong reminder that when it comes to the health of the kidneys, convenience can be very costly. What will seem like an innocuous shortcut will, with the passage of time, accelerate the decline of kidneys. Opting for unflavored, minimally prepared oats will cost a bit more time, but those minutes can safeguard years of renal function. Even the healthiest of oats, though can be problematic if portions and frequency aren't carefully controlled. At other times, the risk does not result. The next time you cook your morning oats, remember that the decision you take at that small bowl will resonate throughout your day and the coming years. With careful planning, you can still indulge in the comfort and warmth of oatmeal while safeguarding two of the most laboring organs of your body.